In this session, what I would like to discuss with you guys is another important topic which most of you want to know. How much XRP do you really need to hit $1 million? Whether you have 1,000 XRP or 1,000,000 units of XRP, you may look at this. Now, being practical, anyone who is already here above 500,000 units of XRP has already hit $1 million when we were at $2. Those who already have $1 million were a long way above that when we were there. Fine, so this one is going to be based on the practicality, right? Realistic question and realistic answer. So now you're like, okay, if I'm here, I have like 10,000 units of XRP, how high should the price actually go so that I hit $1 million, right? Now, before answering that, you need to actually understand different stuffs. But last cycle, this cycle, how to actually, now if you are at the lower end and you want to increase, how you can do that and what you should be looking at. And after that, look at this, why these fluctuations which we are going to talk about is going to come into play. These are different macro factors which are going to come inside. Let's actually dig deeper inside this one. Fine. This is 1,000 units of XRP. To hit $1 million, you need $1,000 per XRP. That is a little bit too far stretched. Fine. Because now the price is 0.32 and you actually need to hit 3000x from here to reach that. And that's a bit too much. Fine. So for the time being, we don't consider that. So with 1,000 units of XRP in this cycle, it's going to be really hard to hit $1 million. Next, 10,000 units of XRP. You need to reach $100 per XRP to hit 0.32 level. Fine. So how high you have to actually go? You really need to do a 300x to reach there. What's your probability for this one? We can say like, okay, we can give a 20% probability that this may happen. But you now have 80% odds stacked against you. But you still have 20, fine. But looking at the probability, you're like, no. I want a higher odds for me. 50,000 units of XRP. If you have that, then the price target you're looking at is $20. Seems much realistic. Why? Now we come look at the fluctuation which you need to reach there from this 0.32. That's around 60x. Now that makes a lot more sense than 300x. Maybe that will just happen in wave 2. In wave 3, we may already hit this one. No one knows. But with the macroeconomic situation, what we are observing right now, fine, this seems a lot more possible. Now if you are even more conservative, then you are looking for the price target of 30x move from 0.32 towards $10. At that point, you need 100,000 units of XRP. So if you literally think practically, now you are like, okay, fine, there is a possibility that these are the range. So from 10,000 to 100,000, you may have way higher probability to actually hit $1 million in XRP. Now, how does that play out? Okay, 62x or 30x. Now we can stay in an average and see, okay, I think this is possible in wave 2, and if wave 3 is coming after a year of correction, it's still fine, you get to make this. That equates to $1 million. Now, what you are looking at right now in the market is huge drop. We are here, 85% drop in this cycle. So if you actually look at this particular cycle and the drops, first one, 65% March 2020 crash. We had another one, 76%, and then right now 85. So now you go back to the last cycle, look at this, 95% drop, then 85% drop, then 60% drop. Now there are a lot of other 40-50% drop, which I haven't considered. I've only looked about 60. Those are like huge corrections, fine. Now with that, you still hit 1400x in that cycle. So right now in the cycle we have only done 15x in XRP, fine, And after that, we have corrected back down to 0.32. So your previous high was like $2. And if you imagine, now this is proper calculation, there's nothing else, just math. If you imagine like, okay, I need 50,000 units of XRP because the price is going to reach $20, doing a 62x to reach $1 million. So the last high was close to $2. And from there, you need another 10x to reach $20. You put that here, you are reaching 150x in this cycle. Now that's super conservative in my opinion. Why? Last cycle, you have done 1400x and you're only looking 150x from the bottom for this cycle. That's too conservative. You can even look at 200, 250, 300, that's all different. But if you do this, even if you reach half of that, 700x, is way higher you are reaching here. So that's why I told you there is probability that we may hit this. Fine. So now the question comes like, okay, most likely I may need 50,000 units or more in XRP to reach $1 million. Fine. Where are you right now? Are you at 10,000 or are you below that? So you do the multiples like that. So if you are at 10,000 and you want to go to 100,000, ensuring you're going to reach 30x $1 million, fine. Now you need 4 doubles. You need to double it 4 times. 20, 40, 80, 120. Fine. Now, inside that, if you're saying, no, I'll look for 50,000 units. Now you are looking for 2 doubles from your 10,000. In the last video, we have actually detailedly talked about, what type of strategies you can use to increase your XRP. If you are here or here and you want to increase the units of XRP, that strategy works. Fine. Now, this being said, this year is going to be a massive year. 2022 is not going to be small for payment tokens, especially every type of payment tokens, whether it's wholesale, whether it's retail, that is coming in for this market. Say 2022 is the implementation stage of ISO 20022. Now, what does that actually mean? ISO 20022 gives you the payment interoperability. The messaging and settlements should be clear. So in this one, you are now looking at the messaging and settlement. Fine. So you have XRP, XLM, XDC, HBAR, want a lot of them. Fine. So what are you looking at? The target market. The Forex market is like $6 trillion a year. That's not small, that's huge. Central bank swap lines, that's another big one, 5 to 10 trillion. Then the back end processings, it's like 2 quadrillion. You have a lot more, fine. Then you are here, tokenization of assets. Then you already have digital assets like Propi and others where you deal with hard assets. For example, real estate in this case. Now you're selling or buying real estate. There are people who accept Bitcoin for that. The fees is high, 1, the friction is high, 2, and then Bitcoin is being used as collateral for a lot of different projects and the price of Bitcoin is dropping. So the value of your collateral goes down. That doesn't look good in any way if that's your collateral. Fine, coming back. Digital bonds and inflation is also going to play into this. That's a major role coming in. Now, if you take all of this and put it into one basket, now you're asking the question, okay, how can this actually play out? Here, you'll have central banks, then you have commercial banks. Now, all of them has to be on an interoperable layer. So here you have ILP, which I think is going to be utilized. Now, if I explain why I think so, you may go into that conspiracy side of it. And I don't want you to do that. You can check up who is already in ILP and then you'll understand what type of conspiracy will come up. Fine. So taking that point, all of these, whether it's in a domestic environment, whether it's in a cross-border environment, all of that is going to slowly come on to ILP. Then XRP ledger using XRP. So now that's actually a huge use case, and this is one of the reasons why early executives of Ripple been saying this. All the money, that's what we are targeting. And when you're targeting that, even this may seem small. So if you're just arguing, you can't hit 150x from the bottom when the last cycle was 1400x. You're too conservative. In that case, you shouldn't be in crypto. Because for you to make 5x, 10x, silver, gold, and others can actually do it. But make sure gold supply has not increased. We just have news like that. So reassure on that one. So if you're eyeing for $1 million in XRP, at least target for 50,000 units of XRP. Now, if you are someone who's already above 100,000, 500,000, or $1 million, great. Now you're not eyeing $1 million. Now you're eyeing $10 million. Now you're eyeing $50 million. Your target changes. But if you're someone who's just starting out and you're early in your life, yeah, this is not a bad stage. Enter here. If you are below 1,000, now try to push yourself up into that 1,000 XRP mark, and that's going to be hard, and you may need more liquidity coming in. But the price is low. There are people who bought XRP at $3.5, like me. There are people who are buying XRP at $2. There's a lot of them, right? Fine. So now when the price is 0.32, for you to actually get this, it's not that hard, I would say. It's not that hard. You can go hard on yourself, work overtime, hustle, and make money and buy whatever you want to buy. And if this is your target, that's a perfect option. Fine. If you have time and you think like market may give me another 2 months, fine. Go on, push yourself, find money, buy the asset which you want to buy. For me, it happens to be like this. And if you're targeting payments, you have all these different options. When the money and the market and regulations kicks in, all of these are going to play out. So guys, if you learned something new from this video, please do hit that like and subscribe button. And if you want to learn more from another video, go to this particular video. Or else you're looking for the market, the fundamentals and technical analysis session, go to this particular video. That's it guys. I'll meet you on the next video. Bye-bye.